So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also, you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Sony has cut its annual profits outlook, warning that weaker PlayStation game sales. The forecast comes as Sony reveals it shipped 2.4 million PlayStation 5 consoles in its recent quarter, up to 4% from the 2.3 million shipped during the same period last year. PS5 lifetime shipments have now reached 21.7 million. While hardware sales are slightly up year over year, software sales have plummeted 26%. In an investor call, Sony blamed the game slump on lack of big PlayStation titles this year compared to 2021 and less time spent playing games in general, backed up by monthly active PlayStation Network users dropping 3% to 102 million. Sony released its exclusive Gran Turismo 7 and Horizon Forbidden West titles earlier this year, but Elden Ring arrived at the same time across multiple platforms and stole the limelight. Routiners report that Sony has now revisited its annual profit forecast down 16% for its gaming business, as it anticipates another fall in game sales next quarter alongside costs associated with its recent $3.7 billion Bungie acquisition. Sony PlayStation's game sales are the latest sign that the gaming industry is slowing down after a big boost during the initial stages of the pandemic. Microsoft doesn't reveal its own Xbox hardware shipments, but the company saw Xbox hardware revenue dip 11% in its recent quarter, alongside a 6% drop in Xbox content and service revenue and a 7% decline in overall game revenue. While Microsoft had a strong fiscal year for Xbox revenue, the company is also warning that gaming revenue and Xbox content and services revenue will both decline next quarter. Sony previously forecast 18 million PlayStation 5 shipped for its 2022 fiscal year, and the company hasn't revised those estimates as of yet. Quote, supply has not been sufficient. Demand has not gone down. We really need to meet the demand. That is the important thing to do. That was stated by Sony's CFO Hiroki Totoki in an investor call. Sony now hopes hardware shipment will improve later this year, as it believes that it's mostly supply chain disruption that was affecting PS5 shipments rather than a lack of components. Sony will need to greatly improve its PS5 shipments to meet its 18 million annual projection, though it needs to hit an average of more than 5 million PlayStation 5 shipments per quarter for the rest of the fiscal year. PlayStation game sales have dipped overall. 79% of PlayStation game sales were digital in the recent quarter, up 11% year over year. PlayStation game sales have been trending towards digital in recent years, boosted by the pandemic and digital only versions of PlayStation 5 games. Still, nearly 80% digital is a big shift if it continues throughout the rest of 2022. Sony's new PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium tiers launched in the United States last month, but we won't know their full impact until next quarter. PlayStation Plus subscribers are currently at 47.3 million, up from 46.3 million at the same point last year, but down from the 48 million in fiscal quarter 3 of 2021. Monthly active PlayStation Network users reached 102 million in the recent quarter, down from 105 million year over year. Be honest. One of the main reasons why Sony is having a wobbly time is due to the fact of the scalpers. The scalpers were the main culprits when it came to Sony putting out their systems and trying to get them out as fast as they can to, all of their consumers or who wanted to directly buy it, including myself. I directly bought one, when it was that I could. Other people weren't able to do it because if you looked back on eBay and wherever else it was, they were charging astronomical prices. Some people were trying to charge $10,000 just to get one PS5 during that time. So that left a bad taste in people's mouth. and Sony was not able to, in a sense, completely recover because Sony wasn't able to keep continuously putting out consoles that were going to get directly to the consumer's hands. It was going to go directly to the scalpers. Then on top of that, you also had a lot of the retailers allowing a lot of the scumbaggery because they wouldn't put up a simple capture check on their website to stop the bots from being able to snatch up any of the PlayStation 5s whenever they went up on the website. And they basically kept going, kept going, kept going, kept going. And then next, Sony was hit by a shortage of certain parts, so that slowed down further the PS5s that they were able to get directly into consumers' hands. And now we're at a point where Sony, as they stated themselves, in a sense, not enough games, exclusives are there in order to both keep people on the system or to get people to spend enough money, meaning on the membership, and to either buy the digital or the physical copy. So all of that pretty much plays a major role into why it is that Sony warns of weak PlayStation business sales. On top of the fact that people are, this is, way after the pandemic. So, you have people returning back to normal life. So you're not going to have as many people stuck in the house with their families, with their kids. They're able to go to the zoo, they're able to go to the movies, go out bowling, laser tag, golf carting, mini golf, or whatever it is, right? They don't just have to occupy themselves 24/7, staying aside because of certain requirements that have been made by the United States government. So, like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot. Um, More than likely, Sony can pick up, and more than likely, they will pick up next year. You're going to have quite a few games. God of War will pretty much, carry that over up until next year, up until other games come out, along with some of the other exclusive games that they have coming. On top of the fact, like I said before, and like which was mentioned, Bungie, it has been acquired by Sony, so we can only guess what is going to directly come from that. Another thing I will state that Sony could do in order to potentially get more people to buy into the subscription service is that they need to make it cheaper, or they need to find a way to really incentivize people to get it. Like, of course, they have the Sony, credit card. They're now about to start making trophies actually worth it, but the stipulation to the whole trophies for money is the trophies for gift cards is the aspect of you have to be the first in your region to acquire those platinum trophies, and that's going to be a little bit difficult. And who's to say that people just won't hack the system in order to be able to acquire those cards quicker? Because we've already seen it on a lot of different video games that people will cheat in order to get trophies unlocked, which they didn't even work for. Some people will say, "Oh, why does it even matter how people play the game? It's just achievements that don't mean anything." Now it does mean something, because if you have people that are active on PlayStation, but then you have cheaters, that's going to be a problem. Then the other issue with that is, what about the people who work normal 9 to 5s, and they got kids and a family and everything else to take care of? They're not going to be able to acquire those rewards from getting those platinum trophies because they don't really have the time to play. They might have 2, maybe 3 hours out of the day, if even that, during a week, to actually sit down, have time to themselves, and enjoy a brand new game that they just cracked open. So, for me, I feel like Sony has a lot of work in front of them, and they need to make sure that everything that they do is as consumer friendly as possible. If not, they will steadily continue to decline over time, not to like oblivion or anything like that, but it's going to show. And that's one thing that Sony doesn't need at this moment in time, because we all remember what took place with the PS3 and how it took the PS2 and the PlayStation Vita to basically keep Sony afloat up until the PlayStation 3 grew legs and it was able to walk and carry on its own.